Hi everyone, Post is here. So the first item is this keypad membrane thing. I'm going to use this for solar, for my controller system. So there are 5 wires, flat wires, and there are 4 buttons, and they're this flat thing. So what will probably happen is there'll be a wire to each one, and probably there'll be a ground wire. One of these will be ground, so 4 signal and 1 ground. And probably what will happen is when you press the button, it will short the signal to ground, I think. So if you press that, it'll get the wire and short it to ground, and therefore whatever reads this in will read ground. Well, I assume that's how it works. You could probably do it the other way as well. You could probably make that 5 volts, and then when you press this, one of them will read high. So yeah, that's my my little keypad, and it's got a sticky back, you can see there, so you can stick it to whatever you want to stick it to. So that'll be quite useful. As I said, I'll use that for solar. The next item is a pretty boring item. This is SOP to DIP converters. So SOP, I can't remember what that means, but to DIP, dual inline package. And you can put little chips on these. I'll see if I can zoom in. You see, you solder little chips to them, 8-pin chips, and then you solder the header strip thing, and you can convert the boards. So that's pretty useful. I've actually used these before. This is probably why I bought more of them. They're quite useful. Anyway, so that's the second item. The third item, oh, what's this? The third item, this is, I've had this for ages. And this looks like a lens for those high-powered LEDs. So let's have a quick look at this. So I would imagine that would sit on top of the LED, the square LED. This is the lens, which will go on there, and then this will go on top of that, and I assume you'd screw that to something. You'd screw it down onto something, and what it does is it focuses the light properly into a proper beam, I would imagine. Yeah. So where you have the LED, the light just goes everywhere. It goes all over the place. When you have this, it will focus it properly. Yeah, I can see there in the lens that it's going to realign the light to focus in a certain area. So probably what's going to happen is it'll probably focus it all inwards into one big beam. But you know, I'm not exactly sure. We'll see. But anyway, that's the next item. The next item is what's this? It's a little kit. I don't remember buying this. What is it? Oh, it's a very well made PCB. NE555, so it's something to do with a timer. We've got some bits in there. What's the chip? If I can see what the chip is, it might give it away. It is NE555, which I'm pretty sure that's a timing circuit, so this is some sort of timer. Let's see if this can give us any info. So there's a parts list, and there's the diagram, the wiring diagram. Although it doesn't actually say what it is. But anyway, we'll find out what it is. So that's the next item. And finally, I've got this. What's this? Ah, right. This will be, yeah, TIP42. They look like they're fake, but whatever. I mean, TIP42. So TIP42 is a PNP transistor. So that's useful because, let's just draw it on here. You have the ordinary transistor. Well, I say ordinary. There's no ordinary, but you've got transistors like this, and that's NPN. and these are good for low side switching. And the one I've got there, TIP42, is PNP, which is like this. Yeah, so you just handle them differently. PNP, you handle them differently, and these are good for high side switching. And I needed to do some high side switching for the solar panel system. So of course the way it works is that with an NPN transistor, you feed a voltage to the base here, and when you fed that to the base, it basically allows a current to flow down here. So it allows the current to flow down here. And with PNP it's slightly different. With PNP, you make sure that there's a path from here to ground. At least that's my understanding anyway. And when there's a path from there to ground, it allows this to flow. And basically that's the way it works. So anyway, so I've got some PNP transistors too, and there they are. Right, have we got anything else in this posters here? No, I haven't. So they're the items in this posters here. So now I'll show you where I've got them from. So for those of you who are wondering why this video is late, I'll tell you why on here. I actually recorded this video a few days ago, but now I've come to review it, I've noticed that the audio quality is terrible. So I've decided to re-record. So it's 12 o'clock at night, and I thought, well, I'll re-record it and re-release it. It'll just have to be a bit late. Anyway, so the first item, 1x4 key switch, membrane matrix keypad, Arduino, PIC-Pi, ARM UK seller, UK stock. And it cost me £1.99, and it was from a British seller, Buy Here 22. So there's not really a great deal to say about this, it's just a keypad, but let's go down anyway. Actually, it is quite interesting because it says pressing key 1, which is this one here, will make a close contact between pin 5 and 3. That's weird. Why would it make a contact between 5 and 3? Why not 5 and 4? Oh, I don't know. But anyway, but it just confirms what I said earlier. I mean, when you press it, it shorts whatever pin 5 is to the output or the input to the Arduino of this pin. So if pin 5 is ground, then if this is to output into an Arduino and this is closed circuit, then pin 4 will be ground. And likewise the same over here. But if this is 5 volts, then the pin will be reading low until that's pressed, and then the pin will read high. So it just depends on which way you wire it up to the Arduino. Anything else interesting here? Not really. Okay, so that's the first item. The second item is this. So 20 pieces, SOP, I'm not even going to read all that, but 20 pieces of this. See if this picture will come up. Oh, there it is. Right, so 20 pieces of that. And again, not particularly useful, but I paid 48p for 20. And that's a stupid price. So it's from Factory-Global from China. And what does it say? Is it going to say anything interesting? No, but it's common sense anyway. You solder a chip to it, and then you solder the DIP headers to it, and then you're off. You just do what you want to do. The next item is one set LED 45mm lens and reflector collimator and fixed bracket for 20 to 100 watt LED SK, and this was from Shoes Kingdom, and it's £1.86. So let's have a look at the description. Widespread use of reflective glass, class DIY boutique. Well, no idea what that means, but anyway, after installing light emitting degrees, about 70 what? Alright, that doesn't make any sense to me, but beam angle 60 to 80 degrees. Thickness, light transmittance 99%, Yeah, that doesn't mean a great deal to me, but the idea is that it focuses the light anyway. Next item is from Chips Fans. Oh, I've bought loads and loads of things from this seller. And this costs £1.37. And let's see if it says anything about it. So it's got a bill of materials there, or a packaging list, or whatever they call it. And that's all it says. I thought it would say a bit more than that, but okay. Next product. So this is from Ha5IA, and this is a British seller. So I paid £1.68 for 5 pieces. And in China, this is probably something silly like 40p or something like that for 5, probably 10p each or something like that. But with Britain, we have different standards, and I found generally the standards here are higher, and we also get fast postage. I mean, if I was to buy this, I don't know if it was first class, but usually things will be first class, and you will get them maybe a day or two after you bought them. Well, usually 2 days, 3 days, something like that. So that's why I bought a British one. With China, when I buy them, usually I'll wait 3 to 5 weeks, something like that. But anyway, so I got this, and they are TIP42C PNP Transistors. Let's see if it says anything interesting. 65 watt collector dissipation. Oof, these are pretty heavy duty. Oh, what's that? Cooling fans from £1.69. Anyway, yeah, 100 volts, 100 volts, 100 volts, 5 volts. So they're for microcontrollers. Yeah, very interesting. Anyway, so that's everything for this Posters Here video. I hope you found it useful, and thank you for watching. Bye!